I am R.K. Kamlesh from Food Technology Department, first year. Today my topic for the physics assignment is physics behind baking of cookies. Uh, to know about the physics behind the baking of cookies, first of all we should know what are cookies. Cookies are baked treats. A cookie in a small sweet or crispy or cake-like pastry, most often made with flour, sugar, liquid and fat. High sugar content, high fat content and low moisture are characteristics of these cookies. Now we are going to see about the methods to produce cookies. First of all, the primary method is creaming. The fat or shortening is creamed with the sugar to entrap as cells and create fluffy texture. Other ingredients like salt, dry eggs and baking powder are also added at this stage to improve the homogeneification of the dough. Incorporation of liquid, which is very important. The addition of liquids at this stage help disperse and homogenize the dough, and the aeration continues. The third stage is very important to avoid gluten formation at the end. Incorporation of dry ingredients. The last stage of the flour addition or folding in of the flour gently introduce the flour into the dough without destroying the air cells. Adding flours at the last stage also prevents a gluten formation from formation, thereby producing a short bite for the cookie, which is very important for cookie. A short bite is a basic property which describes the cookie, so it is very important. Now we are going to see about the ideal composition of chocolate chip cookies, which is developed by high bakers. Granulated sugar 40%, brown sugar 40%, corn syrup 10%, shortening 65%, salt 1.5%, dry eggs 5%, baking powder 1%, water 15%, vanilla 2%, pastry flour 100%, chocolate chip cookies 65%. as we have seen the as we have seen what are cookies, now we are going to see the physics behind it. The physics behind the baking of cookies is mostly thermodynamically based. The main principle here is heat transfer. The change of heat from an object containing a high temperature to low temperature. There are three types of heat transfer: conduction, convection and radiation, which imparts special features to the cookie. Now we are going to see about conduction. Heat transfer by means of molecular agitation within the material without any motion of the material as a whole. Conductivity and the utensils. Heat is transferred directly onto the baking pan and the pan has direct contact with the cookie dough, causing it to bake. It mainly affects the bottom part of the cookie, which results in the baking of the pot. The oven is preheated to the temperature of 120 degrees Celsius to 150 degrees Celsius. On to the next, we are going to see about convection. Heat transfer by mass motion of a fluid such as air or water. When the heated fluid is caused to move away from the source of the heat, the carrying energy with it. In layman's term, convection is the movement due to temperature difference that occurs in the fluid medium. The oven is used as a heating engine that allows heat to be transferred to cause the cookies to rise, the affecting the internal energy of the cookies. Convection in the biscuit industry is used to describe the heat energy employing by the jets of air blown directly on the surface of the dough piece, which results in the absorption of moisture on the surface and results in the baking of the uppermost part of the cookies. On to the next, radiation. Radiation is the most important of heat transfer for biscuit baking. It occurs mainly by electromagnetic radiation of infrared waves from direct gas burners, the hot surface of the baking chamber and the tubes or ducts carrying hot gases from the burners. The transfer of radiant relies on the ability of the baking pan to absorb the heat energy. When infrared energy impacts on objects such as dough piece, it primarily effect is to set molecules in vibration. Objects such as dough pieces will absorb a part of it and reflect a part. Energy absorbed penetrates the dough pieces and rapidly heats the center of the cookie as well as the surface. It results in the cooking of the innermost part of the cookies. The darkened sponge means absorption of radiation. Conduction, convection, radiation has their own different purpose in the baking of cookies. This is all about the baking of cookies and the physics behind it. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present myself.